So, my name is Jenny Taylor, and today I'll be doing a presentation on nonverbal communication in babies in the preschool setting. So, to start off, a little introduction. The article I chose was Infant and Teacher Dialogue in Education and Care, a Pedagogical Imperative by E.J. White and other people. I chose this article because I want to learn more about how to properly and effectively communicate with babies who are too young to verbally communicate, specifically in the preschool setting. And this is important to me because I work with babies in a preschool aged 6 weeks to 18 months. And it's interesting to watch how each of them develops differently, and even though they're in the same setting. And it's important to psychologists because studying babies could help advance our society in the future, which also makes it important to the public as a large because knowing more about babies, it can make our lives and their lives easier in the future. All right, just to continue on the introduction, when I was researching this topic, almost every study I found, including the one that I chose to actually do the project on, explains how infant verbal and nonverbal dialogue are crucial to a child's development. And for the article that I focused on, their hypothesis was 4 central features of teacher-infant social exchange. The first was infants were more likely to respond to teachers' interaction initiations when teachers used verbal and nonverbal language form combinations. The second was when initiations were verbal and nonverbal combinations, both teachers and infants' responses were significantly more likely to be also combinations of verbal and nonverbal language forms. The third was both infants and teachers altered their responses to language forms used by the initiator, regardless of whether that was an infant or a teacher. And the last one was when teachers did not respond, they had a pedagogical rationale. All right, now talking about the methods behind the study. Infants and their caregivers perform multiple different tasks that exhibit their relationship. Some researchers also interacted with the infants. Researchers chose this specific study to look into the nature of teacher-infant social dialogue in high-quality education and care center. And they conducted a quasi-experiment, which is an empirical interventional study used to estimate the causal impact of an intervention on target population without random assignment. All right, now just continuing with the methods, some positives and negatives. Positives would be shows healthy interactions, helps prove what helps in development and what doesn't help development, helps to study infant sleep routines, health issues, etc. And teachers were able to view the results and give insights to the researchers who might have not known as much about the babies as the teachers did. Some negatives would be it's not always easy to work with infants. Not every infant will react the same depending on their relationship with the adult. There were a small number of participants in this particular study, and not a lot of time was used to conduct the study. In this particular study, the independent variable would be the babies and the parents. The dependent variable would be the verbal and nonverbal communication, and the controls would be the activities that the babies and parents are engaged in. The results of the study were basically that out of 200 interactions, the infants responded to the teacher's actions 134 times, leaving 66 times that the infant did not respond. If you look at the graph, there are the number of infant responses and the type of teacher-to-infant interaction. And if you look at the first part of the graph, you'll see that there were not a lot of verbal interactions, initiations from the interactions. For nonverbal, it was all kind of pretty low. And then for verbal and nonverbal, they got a little bit higher, and verbal and nonverbal combined was actually the highest. Continuing on with the results, the infants responded more often to verbal cues than nonverbal cues, but they responded best to a combination of verbal and nonverbal cues, like I said in the last slide, which is also shown in this graph, which explains the number of teacher responses versus the type of infant to teacher initiation.